Okay then guys, I just thought I'd run you through the intro for this past paper here, just to simulate what you do at the beginning of an examination. You'd have a quick flick through the paper, see which questions you prefer to do first. Of course you can do it sequentially, but sometimes, depending on your own preferences, you may choose to select questions to do at the outset and leave other questions you find a little bit more difficult or time consuming to be done toward the latter part of the examination. So this examination then, it's a C2 Pure Mathematics paper on May 2011. It's 90 minutes long, an hour and a half you've got to do this paper. So it's not a lot of time here. You're going to have an answer book, you're going to have a formula booklet, and you'll also have a calculator. Personally, I would probably think about, because I've done a heck of a lot of work for this exam hopefully, then I'd think about a backup calculator, because it's only a £5 or £10 and the same calculator I usually use, and I'd have a backup calculator there. Might be nice. Black ink, black ballpoint pen. Examinations now are often scanned when the markers do the marking, so it's a good idea to have a black pen so that the scanner picks up the work easily. Answer all questions, so we need to try everything if we possibly can. Sufficient working must be shown to demonstrate the mathematical method employed. So we need to show our workings, not just write down an answer. And we know what marks each question has, of course, and it says you're reminded of the necessity for good English and orderly presentation in your answers. So we want to be legible, clearly understood from the reader's point of view, from the examiner's point of view. So use the trapezium rule. The first one's on trapezium rule, fairly standard question. Tedious, time consuming, easy to make a mistake. Perhaps worth double checking if you get time at the end of an examination, because it's quite likely that you might make the odd mistake here. It says to 3dp, so you'd work to 5dp or 6dp in the interim, and then round off at the end to 3dp. Now question 2, find values in the range. So this trig equation, change that to 1 minus sine squared, and you'll get a quadratic in sine, so that seems fine. Fairly standard trig equation here as well. This, again, it's fairly standard for question 2. It's quite a big question, that question, isn't it? Then we've got trig, of course. We've got two sides, we've got all the angles here. Looks like we're going to use the sine rule. Then we've got the area of the triangle as well. So that looks okay. Depending on whether you like trig or not, will determine how soon you would like to do that in the exam. The next one, 4, Arithmetic Series. Very, very straightforward questions. Nice, easy questions to do. So that's a contender for starting the ball rolling, isn't it? Similarly with Geometric Series, here's a bit of bookwork. If you've learnt the bookwork, then you can rattle off this easily. And once you've done a question, it's worth ticking it off to keep a track of your progress, isn't it? So that you don't miss any questions in the examination. So again, GPs is a fairly straightforward question. 6 is dead easy, isn't it? Just simple integration, but only 2 marks for that one. Part B is curves, quadratics and lines, and the intersection points of, and the area of the shaded region. So that's fairly user-friendly. Question 7, this looks horrendous. Have a look at the solution I write for this, because it turns this awkward looking bit of bookwork into a very easy bit of bookwork if you just unwrap the log. The A hits these two in the air if you unwrap the log. X over y is equal to a to the power of this. Then you use properties of indices. So as I say, check out the solution for this question, 7a, if you find this bookwork not straightforward. Part B is another log question. So again, this question is fairly nice, provided you know the bookwork. The circle, we've got a circle question there, which is always a nice question to do as well. And then we've got areas of sector, which is an easy question as well. So if I was doing the exam, 9 would be a contender, because it's dead easy, isn't it? Areas of sectors and areas of arcs. So 9, and then the GP 5, 4, 6 was the integration, wasn't it, part A? And that would be the ones I'd look to get myself off to the best start as possible. And then come back and do all the others. The questions that are a bit more long-winded or tedious, or have what would seem to be a higher level of difficulty, I would think about doing toward the latter part of the examination. Of course, if you finish the exam early and you're sat there, don't just toddle off to the shops or something. But you've only got 90 minutes, so once you finish the examination, I would go through the questions again, highlight and then double tick them to show that you've had a look at them again, especially the ones you're most likely to make a mistake on, like trapezium rule, easy to numerical error there, so it's worth checking that per example. And then when you've double checked the entire paper, if you've got time to do that, and there's still a little bit of time, go through it again and triple check it. Because as I say, you're only going to be in here once. It's a 90 minutes examination. You might as well use up every minute, and then when you do finish, you can go off and enjoy yourself. And think that you've tried your best and you've done your utmost to get as many marks as possible from this examination. So all the best then, guys. I hope you got something from this worksheet here for revision purposes, and hope you benefited from it. And as I say, hopefully I'll catch you again in another revision worksheet. Cheers.